is Chef Maxine from York Region Food Network, and it is time for What's for Dinner. What's for Dinner is our weekly recipe share where we get some cooking inspiration for you and your family. Today, we are going to be making a miso sesame trout with buckwheat noodles. Alright, so first we're going to get started making the sauce for our sesame miso trout. What you're going to need is some soy sauce, some honey, some miso, sesame oil, garlic, some water, ginger, and of course, your fish. Today we're going to be using some trout. Alright, so to make our sauce, what we're going to do is just combine all of these ingredients together. So I have a beautiful consistency here. It's nice and thick, which is what you want. You don't want it to slip off of the fish. But I will add just maybe a tablespoon of water, and that's going to help to mellow out the saltiness of the miso and of the soy sauce. Now that our sauce is all ready, it's time for the fish. Okay, so I have my trout here, and I just washed it off and I pat it dry. It's just sitting on some paper towel, because what I want to do is I want to get a nice crust on our skin. So no soggy skin here. Alright, so I have my pan, and I like to use either a cast iron pan or a heavy bottom skillet pan, because this is going to get you that nice crust on the fish. So with just some regular cooking oil, you're going to put just a little bit into the pan to prevent the fish from sticking. Then I'm going to take each fillet and I'm just going to drop it in, but like slowly lowering it into the pan away from me. That way if there's any splats, it's not going to come towards me, it'll go away from me. So just starting it there. I hear a little bit of a sizzle. That's what I want, and I'm going to just put it down gently. And I'm going to do that with each piece, skin side down. So we're going to leave it here for maybe a minute or two, just so the skin side starts to brown. And then we're going to put our lid so that the fish cooks all the way through. So as our fish starts to cook, you're going to see here like you have it starts to change from like opaque to white, and that's how you know your fish is cooking really well. Now, it's also going to talk to you. It's bubbling, it's crispy, you hear it popping, and don't fight with your fish. If you put your spatula underneath and it easily comes up, that means it's ready. That means it's ready to be lifted. If it's fighting with you, it means it needs to sit there a little bit longer. Okay, so this is looking pretty good to me. We have the white, it's coming up. The skin is getting nice and crispy. So at this point, I'm going to just add a little bit of our glaze to start, and then I'm going to cover our fish with a lid, cover our pan with the lid, and allow it to finish steaming in the pan. So here goes our lid, and I'll turn my pan down to low and just let the fish continue to steam. And we'll be back in about 2 minutes to see how it's doing. Alright, so let's take a look and see how we're doing. Oh, that looks amazing. So it's nicely glazed. I smell all the delicious smells. I like to give it a lot of sauce, so I'm going to just do a tiny bit more glaze on top. And we're going to set this aside while we make our noodles. Okay, so to make our noodle dish, I have some Soba buckwheat noodles. Buckwheat is really awesome because it's like super high in protein, it's high in fiber, really good alternative. Any kind you purchase from the store, just cook it according to the package instructions. Generally, boiling salted water for about 3 to 4 minutes and then strain it off. And just like any other kind of noodle, it will get sticky if it sits together, so you might want to just toss it in a little bit of oil if it cools down. So for this dish, we're going to be using room temperature noodles and room temperature ingredients. Okay, so that's first. This is going to go into my bowl. Next up, we have some Bok Choy. So again, if you don't have bok choy, I don't want you to run out and go get something new. If you have broccoli in your fridge or bell peppers, anything will go. So whatever your family enjoys, that's the vegetable you want to use. All right, so first things first. We are going to just lightly saute this bok choy. So I'll turn on my pan, and I'm going to get it nice and hot first. Then I have a little bit of oil that I'll add to the pan, and a little bit of water. But at first I'm going to just saute it with a little bit of oil and then add a little bit of water and let it finish steaming. You want to always listen for that sizzle. Okay, so you can see our bok choy is starting to wilt. That looks great. I'm going to put just like half a tablespoon of water in there, and that'll help to speed up the softening. Okay, so our bok choy is all ready. So I'm going to take that, and it's just going to go into with our buckwheat noodles. That's all going to get tossed together. Love it. That's going to all get tossed together beautifully. Then I'm going to add some green onions. I'll save a little bit just for garnish on top, so I'll use most of that. So I have some green onions in there, and I will also add some fresh cilantro. If you don't like cilantro, just leave it out. I love cilantro. It's one of my favorite herbs, so I put it on almost everything. So we're going to put that in there and give it a toss. That's beautiful. If you like color, guess what? Throw some carrots in there, or maybe some thinly sliced radishes or some bell peppers. So you can definitely customize this meal to your family and anyhow you like. This is perfect for me. I'll drizzle it with a little bit of sesame oil, and then I have some sesame seeds that are going to go in here as well. All right, so now we're ready just to plate. So I have my dish here, my serving dish, and I'll put some of my noodles onto my serving dish, like so. Okay, that looks great. Some of them got away, so I'll just like that never happened. Okay, and then our fish just goes right on top. Pieces of fish. Just gonna make a nice flat bed for our fish. Gorgeous. So our last step is just to garnish it. So a little bit of cilantro I like to put on top, and I like to put a little bit of green onion. Beautiful. And then finally a little bit of toasty sesame seeds. So there you have it. This is our sesame miso trout with buckwheat noodles. Okay, so this is it. Now it's your turn. I want to know, what's your inspired sort of fish and noodle dish? Post it in the comments, share this recipe, and let us know what you think.